This program is brought to you by thepodcastfactory.com.
How would you like to get more customers, make more profits, and have bigger breakthroughs? Get Doberman Dan's profit-boosting breakthroughs. Normally, this would cost you $98 per month, but right now, for listening to this show, he's giving you a free copy of his Doberman Dan letter. All you have to do is go to DobermanDan.com and sign up to get your free copy now.
Prepare yourself for the uncensored, nothing held back, no BS reality of how business and life really work. Doberman Dan is off the chain.
We're back.
We're back. I want to do something. I want to start this show with something different. So,
like a proper intro?
So give me just a minute. A proper intro for this particular episode. Let me lower my mic.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to play you something on my acoustic guitar. Here we go. Can you hear that on your end, Joe Nathan? So cancer took my singing voice a few years ago. I had this tumor in my throat that was wrapped around my vocal cord. And actually, they thought they'd have to take out the vocal cord too with the tumor, which means, hey, I wouldn't be talking to you right now. But I selected the right surgeon, and obviously, I'm still able to speak. But it ruined my range. I had a really nice range. I had a pretty decent singing voice. I could sing all the way down from the bass range up to like a tenor range, G or A above high C, above middle C, if anybody knows that on the piano. I mean, that's quite a big range. But anyway, cancer took that away. So I won't sing that. I want a new drug. I won't sing that, but that's that tune, I Want a New Drug, as I put my guitar down.
Dan, I don't know why you haven't thought of doing this more often, like combining stuff you like with other stuff you like to make stuff that we can like. You like music, you like talking, and you put it on the show. Why didn't you think of this 130 episodes ago?
Yeah, only took 130 some episodes to figure it out.
2 years later.
You know what else? Here's what's funny. So a copywriter named Daniel Levis, brilliant copywriter, marketer up in Canada, the Great White North, he buys my CD called Drop It, which you can find on CD Baby. Just do a search Doberman Dan on CD Baby. You can find it. You can buy the CD or you can buy the download version. So he buys whatever. I don't know if he got the CD or the downloads, but he's a fan of fusion and jazz, and he loves the CD. And he asked my permission. He sends me an email like, "Hey man, could I use snippets off your CD as intros and outros on my podcast?"
Wow.
And at first I'm flattered. I'm thinking, I've never had anybody ask me to use my music before. And like, of course, Daniel, feel free. I'm flattered. Thanks for asking. And then I thought, wait a minute. I'm not using my own music as intros and outros on my own damn podcast. What's wrong with me? Maybe we should update that.
Yeah, at least serenade us once in a while. Make us feel special for tuning in all the time.
Well, I'll work on that. Maybe I will write a special song just specifically. Off the Chain show.
Yes, you know what? Why don't you folks out there who are listening call in? And Dan, you're going to have to give the number because I'm still unprepared. But call in and tell Dan that you want him to make an Off the Chain song. Maybe if he hears it from other people.
Oh, my gosh.
I know it's 321. What's the rest of it?
Oh, jeez. 321-424-6043. That's the Off the Chain hotline. 321-424-6043. Our 24-hour voicemail is standing by to take your call, to hear your thoughts, hear your complaints, hear your praises,
hear your suggestions for music. And I bet you didn't think I'd be using this against you so quickly, but the opportunity came up.
Oh my gosh, I can only imagine what we'll hear. So that's I Want a New Drug, Huey Lewis in the News. Well, it could also be She's a Beauty by the Tubes. And actually there was some sort of like copyright dispute about that since the riff is so similar. But in this case, it was, I want a new drug, Huey Lewis in the News, because really, I want a new drug. Here's what I want, Jonathan.
What's wrong with the old ones?
I want a drug. Wait, here's what's wrong with the old ones. They're just not producing what I want. At least the ones that I know of, like, caffeine, aspirin, all that stuff. They're not producing the results I want.
Okay.
And here's what I want. I want a drug that makes me so delusional. I do one of two things. Number one, no matter what the current reality is, whatever current reality is presented to moi, to my eyes, to my being, to my experience, I'm so euphoric, so delusional and euphoric in my delusions. I just marvel at whatever reality is presented to me. I always see nothing but beauty and good. I mean, like, seriously, like total delusion. No matter what is presented, I see nothing but beauty and good. There was a Far Side comic. Remember the Far Side, Jonathan?
Yeah.
So somebody gave me a calendar that each day, had a new Far Side cartoon on it. And I saved the ones I especially liked and saved them for decades. In fact, 30 years later, I still have them. And this one in particular stuck with me. I didn't understand it for years, but I kept it because I knew there was something significant about it that I had to understand. And one day I hopefully would. In the Far Side cartoon, it had no words or nothing. It was a picture of this guy on the beach, not a picture, a drawing, Far Side cartoon. An artist, he had like a white coat on, like painters wear to protect himself. And he had an easel and he was painting. And in front of him was this big, huge heap of garbage. There was heaps of garbage all over the beach, just dumped everywhere. It was disgusting. It was completely yucky. But there was this seagull who was just lifting off, flying away from the top of this big garbage heap. And the artist in the Far Side cartoon was just painting the seagull in this beautiful sea. He only painted the beautiful stuff. There was no piles of garbage. There was just, a beach and the sunset and the ocean and the seagull flying away. And I didn't get it for years. Like, I kept thinking, okay, this is supposed to be funny, right? It's a Far Side cartoon. Years later, I got it. And that's what I want. No matter what is presented to me, I'm so delusional. I see nothing but beauty and good. I mean, seriously, like, it could be the end of the world, the government troops arriving, imprisoning people in trains, trains to the FEMA detention camps I've got set up all over the country, using they're using their secret high-tech weapons, like the sound frequency weapons they have and the new lasers they have. And they're like the people who resist or running away, they're literally, or with a sound weapon, they're literally melting them right and left. They're dying these horrible, painful, torturous deaths from these weapons. Yet I stand by just observing in complete freaking euphoric, damn near orgasmic wonder, delight, and happiness. So that's situation number one that I want from this new drug. You dig?
I dig.
Or situation number two, I'm just so delusional. I no longer even accept the reality presented to me from that, the reality that's being sent from the lizard people are sending from the space station in the sky, which everybody believes is the moon, but it's actually space station created by the lizard people, beaming these special frequencies down to Earth, making us see the reality that they want us to see. Again, I'm doing an allusion to David Icke, Jonathan. We talked about him on a previous episode. You've got to check out his stuff.
I am going to do that, sir. It's been like 3 weeks and I haven't done it yet. I'm a lazy loser.
So here I am. I'm on the drug and I'm so delusional. I just no longer even accept the reality presented to me. And instead, I use my thoughts and intention to change my present reality to anything I desire. Doesn't that drug sound good? Doesn't actually, choice number 2, if you're taking this drug, choice number 2 or option number 2 is my choice. Doesn't that sound like the cool choice?
I guess, if you like that sort of thing.
So, yeah, changing your current reality to anything you want, I think that sounds pretty damn good.
It sounds like a fairy tale.
Well, I got to thinking about it too. Because I'm thinking, if I could have this drug that would make me so delusional. Like I'm now saying, I've given up my search for the truth. Now I'm just searching for a really good delusion I can believe in.
I thought you were looking for a buzz. But you're looking for hallucinations and everything. LSD won't do the trick.
A complete delusion. Like when I was on the police department and had to deal with mentals, all the time, man, daily, you had to deal with mentals on the street. Well, hell, I mean, a lot of times you had to deal with mentals because they were the people you were working with. But that's a topic for another time. Always had to deal with mentals on the mental patients, as we called it. And the happiest people I knew were the delusional ones because, the reality I saw, they were stinky and hadn't bathed in a month and, had like gnats and lice in their hair, ooh, nasty old clothing,
smelly,
and were living in the street and had nothing and, eating out of garbage cans. But in their mind, they were whatever. One of them, director of the hospital, St. Elizabeth's, he was the director of the hospital, and happy as a pig in shit, man. So the happiest people I know are the delusional ones. Like they're living in their own reality. That's when I got to thinking, I want a drug that does that just no matter what reality is plopped in front of me, given to me, presented like, okay, here's your reality. You're born to 2 poor people in poor Barberton, Ohio, and they program you to be poor and to think like a poor person and never expect or hope for anything better. And your civil service job is like the biggest accomplishment any white trash person of your raising could ever expect. So, just be happy with that. When you're presented that reality, I thought, wouldn't it be nice to just be able to take the drug, become delusional, and create another reality, any other reality you want. The point, my dear listener, of this rather manic rant about becoming delusional is this. I got to thinking about it, and actually, I already have that without the drug. And so do you. I got to think, you know what? I can pretty much create that reality now with the mindset and the skill set I have. And if there is a different mindset and a different skill set required to create the desired reality, well, I can acquire that. In fact, really, it's never a skill set thing. It's always a mindset thing. Because, when you have the mindset, you can acquire the skill set. Or if you're smart, you get the right mindset for the reality you want to create, and then you find people with the skill set you need who will join you in your vision in creating that reality. So we don't need a new drug, JR. We already have the ability to create the reality we want.
I like it.
Isn't that the point where I'm supposed to go on like a Tony Robbins inspirational speech or something like that?
No, that's where you drop the mic. But that's something that I feel like we should consider exploring more, even when you have guests on the show, is digging deeper into that mindset, into getting the right people around you, into the grit that I don't think enough people talk about in business and success and happiness. So I'm glad that's coming up here.
So we've had a guest on the podcast, and he's a decamillionaire. I wonder if you say he's a double decamillionaire. So a decamillionaire, you got at least $10 million in wealth. So he's got $20 million in wealth. And we're talking about mindset stuff. And I'm asking like, so what do you do every day? Because he has his own business that sells office supplies, a virtual business. So they sell office supplies and printer toner to companies or government agencies that use large volumes of that stuff. And he also has his hand in other businesses as a coach, or he's on the board of directors, or has some sort of equity interest or something like that. And I'm thinking, this guy must be busy, like, 24/7, man. He must be working 16-hour days. No, he has the most laid-back lifestyle you can imagine. And so I'm asking him about this, and he's like, dude, it's all about mindset. The Colombiana is taking my acoustic guitar back to the studio, by the way, Jonathan. She's like, are you done with this? I'm like, yeah. So she's putting it back in the studio. So, and he's like, dude, it's all mindset. He goes, I just figure out what I want to achieve. And then I know what people and what skill sets I need. And I just gather them around me and have them do it. So, yeah, I mean, it's all mindset.
All right. So anything else you want to say in closing, or can we wrap this one a little early?
No, let's wrap this one up. Call to action. Let's call us on the off the chain hotline, 321-424-6043. That's 321-424-6043. We want to hear from you. So leave us your comments and thoughts. Go ahead and ramble on.
Poems.
Drunken rant at 3 a.m. when you come home.
Sonnets.
Haikus. Sonnets. Sing us a
song. Please. That'll be awesome.
Leave your phone on while you're doing the horizontal bop with a chick you picked up at the bar. Whatever. We want to hear from you.
That'll make the cut. That'll be on the show. All right. So that is a wrap for another edition of the Off the Chain Show with your man, Doberman Dan. Thank you, Canine Crew, for tuning in. We'll be back in your earbuds next time.
And they got to leave the fart noise in.
Hope you enjoyed today's show. Canine Crew got a special treat for you, what we are affectionately referring to as the Off the Chain Hotline. Tell us you love us. Tell us you hate us. Ask questions. We don't care. Just call 321-424-6043 and give us a piece of your mind. Thanks for listening, and remember, if you want to create rivers of revenue from your existing customers, then the next thing you need to do is go to DobermanDan.com. He's giving away a free copy of his $98 per month Doberman Dan letter just for listening to the show. Go to DobermanDan.com now and sign up for your free issue.
This is the podcastfactory.com.